Oh yeah, fancy new intro.
I was gonna say you must have a list of 5 new patrons for that intro song and graphics. Like, what just happened?
We're still waiting on Chris, but we're gonna go ahead and get started because it's like 10, 12 minutes past when we're supposed to start. So Chris will be here shortly. And when he comes in, we'll just pop him right in. But anyways, yeah, new intro, guys. If you guys hadn't seen that, we used it, I guess, on a lot of Fortune and on our Elantris Cosmere was the first time. So we've used it twice, but first time with Ian. So yeah, it's our new little. I'm still working on tweaking it, but I just threw something together, use some canned music. Yeah, it's fun. It's a little loud, but I'll work on making it better. But that's what I got for right now. Yeah. So announcements. We had Water Fortune last Saturday. It was a fantastic time. If you missed it, go back and check it out. We had the lovely ladies from North Harbor podcast on, so it was a good time. And also, as we keep on doing the Water Fortune, it's not just for content creators. I mean, the first one we ever did, we had some people from our Discord come on and play. It's not. I'm not opposed to letting just anyone that wants to join in on that join in on Water Fortune. It's Wheel of Fortune, Wheel of Time themed. So check it out. There is on both our Facebook page and our Twitter page. I'll put it on Discord too. I'll put it there. There's an interest form that you can fill out. That's a Google form saying, "Hey, I'm interested in being a contestant," and you too could be possibly, if we select you, on Water Fortune. Do it once a month. We'll do it again next month. Other news. You guys are almost done with the next part of Cosmere that we're gonna do. I know both
I'm
you
like
and
chapter
Chris.
24, 25, somewhere around there. And
Yeah,
we're
I think
stopping at
Chris
30?
is saw at 30, so we're gonna be recording that soonish. Also,
Wait,
we need
so
to
so finish chapter 29 and then
finish
stop?
30.
Or
Finish
right, I
30.
get to
Yeah,
finish 30.
yeah,
Okay,
finish 30. Yeah, just finish
finish
30.
30.
Um,
Round it off.
it's I don't even know what happens in that chapter. It's not like a set stopping point. Like, oh, this happened. It's a good stopping point. It's just like it's halfway.
I hope
So
it's a like massive cliffhanger and then you make me wait a month before we record. I will
it's
lose my mind.
it's just halfway. So I don't. Yeah, like I said, I don't know. And then I thought about we need to do a reaction video too sometime coming up soon. So I'm gonna schedule that for our patrons. I just need to find a good episode or good chapters to do.
Thankfully
So
not this one.
yeah. Maybe next week. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. And then we got some guests lined up for the end of the month. So on the last Tuesday, I think it's the 31st, we have guests coming on. And it's a highly anticipated guest. Not really sure if I'm ready to announce it quite yet. But just keep in mind it's gonna be exciting. It's kind of a big deal, at least for us, because it's the collab I thought would never happen that's happening. So yeah,
Oh
I'll
wow.
leave it at that. So that's it for announcements for right now. We still have some giveaways. You guys, like last week, you guys were supposed to email me like your New Year's resolutions to win a book, and no one did. So it saves me money. So you really just had to send an email to the willreads@gmail.com, and you can write anything you wanted. And if anyone had wrote anything at this point, you would have gotten a free hardcover copy of a Wheel of Time book of your choice. And no one completed the assignment.
And for Final Jeopardy, write a number.
Right?
Any
A number.
number,
You
any
could have
number
said,
will do.
you could have said, hey, this is my near resolution. It's nothing. And I would have gave you a book. Because at this point, nobody responded to
Well,
that.
careful what you promise on air, because technically everyone sent you nothing.
Okay.
That's a lot of book selling.
Only one person gets it. I was gonna judge, but yeah. Unless it's my spam folder.
Oh, that'd be even better.
That'd be even better if it is. Let me
There's
look
like
real
30
fast.
of them in there, and you just called everybody out.
No, no, there's nothing in spam.
Okay.
Okay. There is.
It's about time that email died, though.
It is.
I'm on the third Gmail account I started because it was impossible to like unsubscribe from stuff on the other two, and even now this one is like, and I don't give it out, but I get so much crap now. It's
Yeah.
just email's annoying.
Email is annoying. I spend half the day just unscribing to all the junk mail I get. Like
Yeah.
unsubscribe, report as spam. Yeah. Yeah.
We're now going to revert back to if you and I don't talk in person, then just don't count on the conversation happening. Don't call me. Don't text me. Don't email me. I don't respond to any of those.
No, you really don't. Like I
I
sent you a
don't-
Facebook message tonight, like, dude, are you on for tonight? Crickets. I sent you a text message.
two
Crickets.
hours later.
I called you. I was like, dude, are you on tonight? I was like, oh yeah, I'm playing Fortnite. I can't talk right now. But I'm good.
Bro, multiple duos victories tonight. Crushing it.
I have Fortnite on my Xbox. I don't think I've ever played it. I just
They
downloaded
dr-
it and I was like, no.
They dropped a new AR for this season. They got the 3-round burst one, and I
You know,
was just bugging people.
you can get Kelsey or skin, Mistborn.
I don't pay for skins. I play, so any
But
of y'all
it's
that play
Mistborn.
Fortnite out there, I mean that is pretty cool. I play default everything. And I just think it's hilarious. And I insist that when my kids play with me, they have to go full default. And we'll just go around in a group of 4 defaults, goofing off, riding motorcycles, jumping on stuff. Then people come up like, this will be easy kill. And my kids are way better than I am, and I'm pretty good. And then we just destroy people. They're like, what just happened?
I used to do that with Sea of Thieves because when the game first came out, like you had to, it took forever to get to like what's called Pirate Legend, like where you unlock all this crazy stuff and everything like that as a pirate, and you get all special name tags and special gear and everything like that. And I would log on even though I was a Pirate Legend as like just like the bear skins, like the brand new player.
Right.
Just like
People are like, this will be easy. Wait, what just happened?
like yeah, it's just skins. Anyway,
Why am I getting flayed? I did not see that happen.
yeah, I haven't played the game forever though. But yeah, it takes too long to play. It's a fun game. If you guys ever played Sea
Yeah.
of Thieves, it's a lot of fun. It just takes way too long. So anyway,
If we ever COVID lockdown again, get you that game.
so my mom, my grandma play Sea of Thieves all the time. Thanks. I think he's broke in.
I choked on my wine. Wait, put that back up again. That's the best dig ever. Hey, Althor's Taint gets the book. Althor's Taint, you get the book, and Alan's paying for it. All right. You guys link up in each other's DMs.
I got someone that actually sent a email just now. Got an email. I resolved to stop making useless resolutions.
Oh, that's quality. Yeah,
that's quality. All right. Awesome.
Well, fair.
I'll send 2 books out. Althor's Taint and Kevin, you're getting a book too. So there you go. 2 people get books.
Better. It'd be even better if Althor's Taint was not trying to make a joke, but just stating a fact.
Yeah.
Either way, it's hilarious.
Either way, you win. You win a book.
Yeah.
I'll send one out. I'll DM you afterwards. Just look for DMs or send me. Althor's Taint, send me an email so I know how to contact you. Because it doesn't tell me on YouTube. So you still have to send an email or Discord, so wherever. Good. Send me a message. Yeah. This is derailing really fast. We're stalling for Chris. Personal life. What's going on in my personal world? When it rains, it pours. So we've been trying to renovate our house and like do a bunch of stuff. And the whole humidifier situation where the internet was going out, we spent way more money than we should have on that, and then it doesn't work. So we had them come back out with electricians, and they were like, yeah, we just need to install a new breaker on your box, a new circuit breaker. And they go into the house and come back up and like, you are so out of code. This is a fire hazard. Like we can't legally work on this. Like,
yeah.
I was like,
that happens.
Okay. So they're like, yeah, whoever did this, like, it was an amateur, just threw stuff together back there, and it's bad. So we'll have to schedule a whole day to come out and fix everything for you. They give us a big discount for it. They're not going to charge us a lot, but but still, it's just a pain because we've spent all this money and we still have nothing to show for it. But that's life. C'est la vie. But anyway. So we have that going for us. I bought plane tickets to Florida next month with the kids. So they're gonna take their first plane ride. So I just talked about it last week, but I finally bought the tickets. So that's going for me. And then other than that, nothing else really going on. my world's pretty quiet right now, getting ready for the craziness that's February. I have 2 kids' birthdays in February, so
February. All
yeah.
the cool
One
people have February
of my
birthdays.
kids shares a birthday with Ian, so yeah.
Yeah.
So I can't forget Ian's birthday now because then I forget my kid's birthday.
Never.
Never, never.
And that whole first 2 weeks of February, but first week especially, even within our Discord, we've got a lot of awesome February birthdays. So it's a great month
Yeah,
to celebrate.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then Jordan Con, still trying to come up with an idea for Frosty mugs. So if you're going to Jordan Con this year, that's the last announcement. Be on the lookout for me because I am going to be giving away Frosty mugs at Jordan Con. If you didn't know, at the Watt Holiday thing we did, charity stream we did last month with Malcure Talks, I happened to win 8 Frosty mugs of my choice, so I could choose any content creator Frosty mugs. And I don't really need 8 Frosty mugs. I don't know where to put them, and my wife doesn't really want them either. I decided to get 8 of mine. I just got 8 little
Yes.
Reed's mugs, and I'm gonna bring them to Jordan Con and gonna be giving them away randomly at Jordan Con. So there's gonna be 8 of them. I haven't decided what I'm doing yet to give them away. I've thought about a couple ideas, and every single idea I've had, my mods have shot down, saying it's a horrible idea. So I want it to be kind of
Do
epic.
Chris and I get at least one to give away at our own discretion?
Yeah, of course. I'm giving you guys ribbons
Okay.
to give away too.
Okay,
so
good.
you can get ribbons. But yeah, I mean, so I thought about doing like hurricane shots, which is a little too aggressive, especially water people's faces and stuff like that. They said it was a little
Have
too
them sign a
much.
waiver.
I thought about it's consensual. Like if you want the bug, you agree to do this. I'll tell you before what you're gonna get.
I'll show you a video of what it's going to be like.
Like, yeah, do you still want it? Let's do it. The other one I thought I was doing is it's elevator roulette. But then they said, there's only 2 elevators in the whole hotel and they're already backed up anyway. So that would be kind of an asshole thing to do. And if you don't know what elevator roulette is, it's you get in the elevator and you just flick off the door. And if it opens up to a random person, you're flicking them off, and I'll just video it and make a TikTok out of it, which would be hilarious. But people are like, well, the hotel might complain and blah. I was like, I don't care. That doesn't bother, but I don't want to be just not considerate to other people there. So if that's your reasoning, then sure. If the hotel getting upset with me is your reasoning, that's not a good enough reason for me not to do something.
They're making money off this. They'll be right.
There's not a good enough that's not a good enough reason at all. Offending someone, not really. Hold up the line of the elevator, yeah, that's kind of annoying. I don't want to be that guy. So I'll think of something. We'll get some. We'll come with some cool ideas. I'll give away frosting bucks. So be a look at that for Jordan Con. Get first time reader pageant sashes for Ian and Chris for Jordan Con. That's a good idea. Yeah,
but we need them ahead of time so we can like bedazzle them.
Yeah, got to make them all blinged out.
Yeah, with some lights on there, little battery pack.
Yeah, I'm always, and yes, I'm always throwing shades at you and me. She's one of our mods. Always throwing shade. No, I love you guys. You guys do an awesome job. But yeah, watch mods. But yeah, so but you guys do a great job, and you guys keep me in check from doing dumb stuff that like I don't know, letting possums in hotels and stupid stuff like that.
Yeah, they're doing their job. Y'all are great.
I've been rambling enough. Ian, what's going on in your personal life?
Well, for anybody out there that's priced out good electrical work, and that's part of what I do for my job. Like I feel like I can't complain about anything I have going on recently. I know you didn't say a price tag, but boy, was my brain already coming up with numbers. And God bless you, man. You'll get through it. It'll be all right.
Yeah, it's not cheap.
Yeah. Anywho, so keeping it positive, that limits what I have to say. Still working, doing that 9 to 5. I guess what's more depressing now is being the second week into it. Like I already feel myself getting used to the routine and seeing how it's all going to work out. And, I don't know. I guess I'm not excited about that. I was really enjoying the not working thing. So, yeah. Um. Oh, I signed River, my 13, almost 14-year-old, up for drum lessons, but I did it at the School of Rock. So they do one-on-one lessons, but then they also have to get into a group of their peers about the same skill level, same age group, and everybody plays a different instrument and they learn actual songs together. And at the end of a few month period, they perform together. So at one of the local breweries here, River is performing in 2 weeks. And the other night, I sent you guys a video. The other night, we got a bass. I finally ordered one. It came in. I learned one song, did a horrible job on it. Don't judge me. It was literally 5 minutes into playing it. And then River just starts playing the drums along with it and plays flawlessly. Like, if y'all go back and listen to that video, you'll realize the drums were on point. Everybody else was struggling. So super proud of that guy. Super excited for the concert.
Dude,
Hopefully
you remind me
he
so
filmed
much
it.
of every unemployed person I've ever met. Like, dude, I'm unemployed, but I just bought a sweet bass.
I got a sweet bass.
Like, what?
Here's the thing about good credit. They look in the past. There's no way for them to look forward. So they don't know that I don't have a paycheck coming for 2 months, you know?
Yeah.
I was just
Yeah.
like, "You got a financing option?" They're like, "Oh yeah, Miss Harris, you got great credit. We'll just ship them out now, and you make your first payment next month." I was like, "Yeah, I will." Checks in the
Suckers.
mail.
I bet that shit
So-
will bounce. Yes, it will.
Right. That's why the kids were like, "Dad, normally Christmas presents, you're like, leave him here at the house." And this year I was like, "No, take it back to your mom's. They won't find him there."
No, we don't need to go fund me.
No, I'm good.
No. It's not that bad.
I am good.
Yeah, I mean, it's not bad.
I
but it's not
joke
that
about
bad.
it. Yeah. I mean, nobody would want to go like month and a half, 2 months without a paycheck. But I'm not a total
Shit, a
buffoon
month and a half.
financially.
I don't want to go a week without a paycheck.
Right.
And we have to
So-
do that every paycheck.
Right. And I should say, if anybody's out there feeling really bad, like my concerns, it's not like, oh my gosh, I'm at absolute zero. What do I do? It's I'm at zero, but what that means is I don't want to tap into what was meant for long-term savings. So yes, I'm fine. I just had to tap into that a little bit to make this work. So whatever. Kids are getting fed. Everybody's all right.
And eventually he'll get a bomb ass check to make up for
Right.
all of it.
Yeah. And that, that one apparently when they fix everything check is they're saying like February-ish now. So whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe
Okay.
that'll happen.
Chris, what's up with you? What's going on? Personal life.
I mean, my personal life is great. Like, literally have been still training at the job, learning how to be a relationship banker and all
that
the
marriage
ins and
bliss.
outs. And, marriage is great. We just have a great time. My life would be so much easier if other people just listened. I have this issue, if people can't tell. With...
Sorry, what were we talking about?
Exactly. Blatant ignorance or the unwillingness to take good advice. So for those that don't know, I have 3 nephews, one of which will be graduating high school in June. I have literally done everything I can for this boy. I mean, from the day he was born, I was the second person to hold him. And I have literally guided him through every walk of life, trying to give him the one up that we did not have. And, I have been semi-successful in allowing him to have a childhood, but then also attempting to impress upon him the importance of getting shit done. As he's gotten into his teenage years and his dad wants to have a greater voice in his life, that has fallen off. And the boy does not listen so well. And his dad is who he is and does what he does, and his dad's not the greatest. But you can't tell a boy that. You can't tell a boy, your dad sucks at life. You can. It's just not great. Like,
I guess that could go over well.
It's not going to go over well. And it's one of these situations where he knows his dad did not meet his fullest potential, but all boys typically tend to idolize their dad, and then idolizing for the good or for the bad. So the boy now decides he wants to go to college after we've been talking about college preparedness since he was 4. And, life preparedness in general, I've been trying to get him since his sophomore year to get a job and to be more engaged in the community. And all he wants to do is play football. And I'm like, football's not the way. Well, my dad said, okay, keep listening to your dad. Here we are. We have 5 months until school ends. And now he's scrambling because he hasn't put in a single scholarship because he's thinking that some college is going to come grab him up because he's an okay football player. Okay, being the key word. You're not phenomenal. I love you to death. You're a physical beast. Like, you have no choice not to be. You're, halfway through your 17th year. You're 6'6". You're 240 pounds. Like, yeah, you are a.
Hey, Pitt, if you're listening, give him a call.
You are physically a monster, but you have not put in the work or the effort to be a beast.
Practice.
I know.
Are we talking about practice?
Let's go see what AI has to say about practice.
If he was that physically and mentally talented, then I wouldn't say a word to him. Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, he'll practice. He won't hit the weight room. Will not get stronger. So it shows when he shows up on the football field. He knows the plays. He runs the routes. He hits hard. But then you got a boy his same size, even a little bit shorter, but a whole hell of a lot stronger. He gets locked up. So there's no colleges. The colleges that have come after him are D3 or D2. So he's not getting the scholarships to go to school. Maybe a 50% from a D2, but they're out in Missouri. Like, it's $60,000 for a 4-year schooling. They're going to give you 30, and then after your Pell Grants and everything hit, you still owe $20K, and that's at best if you continue to have your scholarship. All this crap. Anyway,
yeah.
So today, like, we find out last week that some of the local HBCUs are giving the first year college away for free. And there's a couple on his list that he wants to go to. Norfolk State's one of them. And they're giving away a year free. And he could, commute and everything. So I'm like, all right, let's get in there and get some stuff done.
Yeah.
He literally has everything that I've told him to do in the last year and a half. He's not done at all.
And there's so many there's so many scholarships out there that like just no one knows about. I wish there's like a centralized place that like shows you where to go. Because like I know for a fact there's a group that I used to be a nonprofit that I used to be involved with, and we gave out, it wasn't a big scholarship. We gave out a scholarship every year to like local high school students. Yeah. And like we gave out 2 scholarships. They're like $5,000 scholarships, but it was like a free $5,000 that you could get or something like that. And it was
$5,000 plus,
and we'd always have maybe 1 or 2 kids apply, and they like literally you could write not even legible your name on a piece of paper and submit it in, and you would have got $5,000 because you've been the only one that applied for a scholarship. Like, it was money that we got allocated for it.
With the Pell Grant that he's eligible for, that would pay for the year. $5,000 plus his Pell Grant pays for the year.
Right.
Everything. Room and board, tuition, all of it.
There's so many like nonprofits that do that kind of stuff, and like literally no one applies for them. So like if you just wrote your name on a piece of paper, like you get $5,000. Here you go.
And again, his dad, between his dad and his mom, they're like, we want you to be less involved. We think you're too involved. You're telling him what to do. You're trying to control his life. Great. Okay, cool. I left it alone since the last year and a half I've been in Charlotte. So I just kind of, when you need me, I'm here. You know how to contact me here. What is what you need to do? Get it done. Has only taken his SAT once, and he got an 800.
Yeah, me too.
At 800
in math
out of 1,600. Out of his total score is 800. On his SAT.
Total
score.
Total
is 800.
Total
score. Was it 800? And I've told him, like, you could take it as many times
Right.
as you can get into the building, and they take the highest of the scores and put them together. So take it many times. Like, all these things I've been coaching him through, apply to colleges early, go to the college visits, call the coaches. Nothing.
Bro.
Nothing.
All right. I'll tell you what. I recognize I hate when people tell a story and it's meaningful and somebody follows up with, I know just what that's like, but it makes me think this has been the biggest struggle with my older two kids. My oldest very much kind of sided with mom post divorce and got to a point where she just wouldn't talk to me at all and struggled through high school. And I mean, all I can do at a certain point was just sit back and pray that she would heed some of the advice I once gave her and make good decisions. And she's over a year out of high school and still living with her grandma and horrible with money, bank accounts constantly in the negative sort of thing. And kind of watching my next oldest kind of fall into that just same pattern. And it's heartbreaking.
It is.
And but it's also really unfair. And Alan, eventually we will talk about Wheel of Time. It's unfair that your high school years impact so much of the rest of your life. Because at that age, you don't want to think like that. But what you do in high school, I mean, you can recover. But if you're like an A student and you're involved in the community and you do X, Y, Z, like it opens so many doors. If you don't do any of that and you wait till you're 22 to try and figure something out, it's very hard.
Yeah.
He's doing extremely hard.
He's doing these applications and he's like, Uncle Chris is asking about community organization stuff. What is that? I was like, remember how I kept telling you to go volunteer? Well, yeah.
Right. Oh,
there you go. You remember how I told he's asking for a resume? You remember how I told you to get a fucking job?
Yep.
Like, it is what it is, sir. This is where you're at now. I was like, and we have a plan. Like, at the end of the day, community college is great.
Sure.
It is.
And it gives you that next opportunity.
You're not. You go to
trade schools are great.
For 2 years. Yeah, you go to community college for 2 years. You get a B average. You're automatically accepted into over 300 colleges in the state.
Yeah.
And they give you scholarships. There is a backup plan.
What is it like? I mean, apprentice school is fantastic. Like, if you can get in there, it's hard to get into.
Well, I have connections for that. Like,
yeah, apprentice
sure
schools
too.
You get paid to go there. You get out. You get paid. What? It doesn't cost you a dime. You get paid.
Have you seen the apartments they built down there for the apprentice school kids?
Yeah, man.
No,
it's actually really nice.
Like, you'll come out of the apprentice school, certified welder, a job at the shipyard, and you get paid the entire time
in school from the community college.
Yeah, associate's degree. It's great. It's great. It's a great thing. Yeah.
So my point wasn't there's no opportunity.
From ODU, like,
yeah, it's not like you have no opportunities if you flounder in high school, but it does get more difficult.
No.
Like,
what kills me is I literally
advice from the Wheel Reads.
I worked for a proprietary college. I worked for a community college. I ran my own department in the community college, and then I worked for 2 universities. It kills me when I'm telling you everything that you need to do, and you shit on my information, and then I'm telling you I'm busy tonight, and you are literally crying to me, and I'm like, I want to care, but I don't anymore.
This conversation is 3 years old.
And that's a good segue, beat 'em on. Yeah, why are we here? We're here for Wheel of Time. So
Wheel of Time.
Let's get into it.
If y'all did not know, if you were post-COVID joining, this used to be our biggest bitch session of the week.
Yeah,
it's therapy.
Yes. It's therapy.
The first 45 minutes of this show.
I don't remember this chapter. All right. So, well, we're on chapter. Oh yeah, and this is I didn't even say welcome to the roll reads. I was completely yeah. Anyway, welcome. Yeah, let's get into chapter 9 of a Crown of Swords. A pair of silver pike.
So knew you had to have some swan in there.
Yeah, there's a little swan in there. But she is. I think it's actually Gawyn that gets a silver pike reference.
Yes.
Yes. And to Gawyn's point of view. So it starts with a Gawyn in her tent, waiting on Swan and Leanne to arrive to tell them that Gideon's escaped. And yeah,
Oopsie.
oopsie. Yeah, which is like, oh shit, that's not good. So it's turning into kind of like a witch hunt too. I mean, at least in Gawyn's mind, at least is how I feel. And she's trying to figure out who done it. It had to be a male. She's ruled out Legane, hoping that he's gone to the Black Tower. But yeah, there's worry.
How? I mean, we could give so many real life examples of this, but if you're reading it from the perspective of, is she doing everything right? Is she doing everything she can? Like, is her logic solid? It is, but it's still only based off of what she knows and what she thinks is even possible. But then as a reader, the little bit extra we know, you're almost screaming at her like there's more to this world. There are more possibilities than you're even considering. So you're putting all this effort into trying to figure this out, and you don't even know half of what's happening. Like, yeah.
Yep.
But I do give her credit. I mean, I'm not poo-pooing on Egwene, like, considering the situation, her thought process, her logic, how she's trying to problem solve, who she involves and why. It all makes sense, She's doing her best. It ain't good. It ain't gonna be good enough, but she's doing her best.
Yeah. Yeah. Anything else in this whole conversation before we move to Gawyn? Moving on to, I guess, their new way of getting information.
Well, I mean, I
talk about failing.
The idea that a man has freed Mogadine didn't really even seem to phase Swan and Leanne. Like, they're like, I think the severity of it in my mind did not come across, because they need to realize that there's either a Forsaken in their midst and they really need to figure that out, or there's a male channeler in the group. But it kind of didn't really seem to phase them very much. And what they did out of necessity and keeping Mogadine or Mogedian, how you pronounce it, like under wraps. But at the same time, they could have been a little bit better about keeping a greater watch on her. And I put quite a bit of the emphasis on Egwene kind of being lackadaisical because she didn't like the IDOM. But at the end of the day, that was a huge mistake. As a matter of fact, allowing Mogadine that much freedom, even in the camp, was stupid in my mind from the get-go.
Yeah. I think we talked about that some. Too much reliance on that IDOM that you assumed too much about what it could tell you, what it could do. Like, why not find a way to keep eyes on? There's got to be some excuse between the group of you that know to have somebody with eyes on at all time.
Yeah.
So that's a fatal flaw.
She was a handmaid in general. Like, she was there to serve them. So she should be at their side at all times. That would have been an easy enough thing to play off. I mean, especially with Elaine being, next in line for the throne, they could have used that as an excuse to keep her up by their side at all times. That's what I would have done personally. And as soon as I got as much information out of her as I could, I honestly would have stilled her.
Yeah.
I mean, that right there, you can still learn from her.
Right. You won't have the demonstrations, but you could still learn.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'll say one thing I slightly disagree on is when it comes to their reaction to finding out the information. Especially Swan, like, he made a emphasis of talking about how she sat down with her back straight and da-da-da-da-da. And I guess in my mind, it was more of there's like a certain threshold of oh shit that you cross. Like, if it's down here and it's a little bit of oh shit, you go, oh shit. And then if it's here, you're like, oh no, oh shit. But then eventually, like, it grows to a certain point where, like, you can't scream any louder, you can't freak out anymore. It's so super serious. You're like,
we're speechless.
Yeah, speechless. And it's like you can't. There's no way you can. You can't wrap your mind around it. It's like when you go to get the Christmas lights out, and it's in this giant ball, and there's 16 strands in there but you don't know which end matches to which end. You don't know where, like how you have no idea how to figure
I'm
this
really
out.
good with untangling knots.
Do you know
But
what you do? You throw it in a tree and you buy a blow up snowman with a penguin and a motorcycle, and
Does not work with this
glue a beard onto the
metaphor.
snowman.
No.
Oh,
All right,
well,
Alan, you're fired. What I was gonna say is
that's what we did.
you have to choose. You just choose to start somewhere. You grab a piece and you pull, and then you find a smaller knot that you can untangle. And eventually, as you start untangling the little things, you can complete the
Separate
thing as
them.
a whole.
I still
Right?
like the
But
big blob.
trying to no, Alan, we're past that. That's you're fired. I hate you know why I hate that is because I should have never asked Alan, because that is exactly what Alan would do. Alan would go, well, fuck this.
It's exactly what we did. It's like, what the fuck is going on in the front yard?
Yeah.
That's exactly what we did.
Hanging next to that squirrel that had been up there for 5 years.
Oh.
Anyway,
continuing.
I guess I should have just left it at they were speechless, Chris. I think Swan probably also knows more than the readers have been told yet. So maybe there's a part of her that's not as shocked as we were, but also I'm Jewish. I don't understand this analogy. Now, I don't assume to know like what all Jewish people do, but I do know a couple of my friends that do the blue light thing. But maybe their lights are better organized. Because
they're all in a row.
Because mine are in a giant ball. Because every time in January I go, well, I'll just figure this shit out next year. And then every December I go, why did I do this to myself? Anyways.
I made my wife actually put a note in our lights bin this year, because normally she yells at me because I do exactly what you do, and then she yells at me the next year that I didn't, put away the right way. So like we're putting away Christmas lights this year, and I'm sitting inside the office like doing all the lights, and she comes in and she's like, just shove them in there. I was like, no, because next year I'm gonna yell at because I did not do
it.
So she went in the other room and wrote a note saying that like, and signed it saying like, I told you to put them away this way. I was like, put it in the box. So we open it up next year. You're not going to gaslight me and say like, I told you last year. Like, no, you didn't. See, look, there's the note.
November 30th of next year, y'all gonna have that conversation. She's gonna be like, I didn't write that. That ain't even my handwriting.
Yo, the funnier thing is it's not even gonna be in there because she's gonna get to it first.
Yeah.
God,
she's already taken it out. Like,
you're gonna be like, oh, babe, you brought the Christmas decorations down. Thank you. She's like, yeah, put them up. Meanwhile, she crinkles up the paper and throws it away
in the fire.
Start getting yelled at. Something I didn't even do. All right.
Anyway,
so next scene, Egwene's walking past the yard where it was designated for traveling and skimming, and we learn a little bit about the difference between the two. We've seen both, and this gives a little bit more detailed description of how both work. And they've hinted at this, and we've talked about a little bit how they both work and how they're two different things. Rand started doing in the earlier books with skimming. So you'd build a platform and then move everybody in the platform. That's skimming. Traveling is when you open a gateway and just step through. Yeah. But you have to know where you are to travel. You have to know where you're going to skim. So you can use either one to get to where you're going. It's just
what if you can't get there from here?
And then you just get on that route over there, man. You just
right and turn that. Then you see a big old red apple. Take a right.
That very question gives me the same headache that Egwene keeps suffering from.
Yep.
Which I want to know what that's all about. Like, is she about to unlock a new power? Like, I mean, we know that she's having like the weird lucid dreams that we'll get to eventually, that are a little bit more than the foreseeings. But maybe she's about to unlock yet another new power, or maybe she's about to have a brain. I was about to say that tumor.
It's not a tumor. Well, are the headaches? Is there a correlation with that and the time that she's been wearing the bracelet?
She hasn't been wearing the bracelet. If she'd been wearing it, she would have known something weird was happening.
Yeah.
No, she's been wearing it since the other girls left.
Barely.
This isn't a prediction, but I'll throw it out there as a possibility. Again, they don't know everything about this IDOM. Magidian is much more powerful than probably all those Sanchan channelers that were ever connected. Maybe there is some ability for there to be something transferred the other way. Maybe Magidian was doing some shit to her. Or it could have been. I would say it could have been at the moment she was released. Maybe the chick dude, person, did something. But I think the headache started before that. So
it did.
Yeah. So what do you think about this whole thing that, obviously the Little Tower and Saladar, they've now have everyone doing traveling skimming in order to reach out to their eyes and ears network. They're basically spy networks and get information a lot faster. And they're, if they're trying to go to war with the White Tower, we're assuming that the White Tower doesn't have this knowledge yet. So this definitely gives somewhat of communication is a key in any kind of war situation, and having this ability to relay information rather than relying on birds that takes a week to get information back and forth. They can get instant information.
Alan, you're missing the biggest opportunity here. Arbitrage.
Yeah.
I mean, speed of communication. One of the biggest money heist ever is when we were across the US starting to get like high speed connections. And then between East Coast and West Coast or whatever, people that would get information faster about prices from, one location to another, and they would make trades like on a massive scale for small amounts. But
what happened? Yeah. So I can go on about that in detail, but yes, that happened. And it was, a huge heist, but at the same time, it was legal because the government forced it to be legal. The government actually, in the effort to make a law to help the little man out, they actually ended up screwing the little man over. Because
say it ain't so.
Yeah, the government screwing people over. Yeah. So if you guys have never heard of this, what happened in the 2000s is the U.S. government passed a new law with the SEC, basically for internet for exchanges, for stock exchanges. That every stock has to be traded on every exchange. So it used to be that you're only registered with the New York Stock Exchange or NASDAQ or AMAX or whatever. And that was the only place where you could buy that stock. But then they said in an effort to try to make things more competitive and make the prices go down for the average person and lower the fees, every stock has to be listed on every exchange. Well, in the day and age of digital fiber optics, some exchanges were faster than others and get information faster than others.
Yep.
So some exchanges could get information faster than the others, and then they could then route those orders into the other exchanges faster than anybody else could. Basically, screwed everyone else, the little guy, over. So if you were trying to buy 100 shares of IBM or Apple stock or whatever, by the time you try to buy it, someone else has already moved their orders in and snatched all the shares up for a cheaper price, and you get screwed.
Yeah.
And it sounds like little bits and pieces, but it was literally stealing about I think it was about $2 billion a month from the average consumer.
Pennies at a time. So that's what the skimming and traveling eyes that I should be doing. When they see some other poor sucker send a pigeon that says, buy up some haystacks at this price, they should be like, oh shit, order coming in. Let me skim over there. Boop, boop, boop. Get all the haystacks in this town.
Yep.
That's what I'd do. Forget the end of the world. Screw the Forsaken.
Just make some money.
Make money.
My money. MOB.
There you go. Yeah. Go ahead.
We're obligated to talk about the actual book. So to answer your question, first instinct is this is great. This is a great leg up. But then there's always that little voice in the back of your head, like, you need to start thinking of how this could be bad. Like, what bad could come of this? And I don't have a good answer for that, but there's that voice that's saying there's going to be issues because of this. And mainly just because it's new and they don't know how to act in a world with information that comes to you this quickly,
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, and Gawyn flexing that too. Like, I mean, she thinks about how all the Aes Sedai here have gained so many talents that they thought were lost forever, and discovered even new ones that no one even tried before. And she thought about making her feel it should be making her feel better, but it didn't. Like, she's still nervous about all this. Like, she's like,
Yeah.
something might be off about all this.
Well, there's no playbook for it.
Yeah.
Even so, she has Swan there, and you would think, okay, I got a former Amelin that could just feed me information on what I'm supposed to do. But they're already in really new territory. Even territory that's been done before, it's been so long ago, it's still new territory. There's no playbook for everything that they're able to do now.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah. And then she also reflects on a letter she got that was sent about how the nobles were playing the great game and how they found a bunch of younglings. Varen and Alana was getting close to Rand, and she dwelled on that for a while. Like,
is this letter old, or are they withholding information to Egwene?
So she got the letter the day they left Saladar from Sisters when they met with Rand. So yeah, it's an kind of older letter, but she's just reflecting on it.
Okay.
Information was withheld. I mean,
Yeah,
that's what I was thinking.
She's an assumed figurehead, and now she's starting to show her ass and like, I'm ready to be who you elected me to be. And that means you're going to give me the information that I tell you to give me. Because I mean, that was one of my favorite moments from the last chapter, was her outright telling what's her name, that her new keeper, like,
Shiriam.
no Shiriam, no daughter, you will answer me. No lies, no misconceptions, no
the whole truth.
Yeah, the whole truth. I want it all, and I want it now. And you know, had she not left, who knows how much more she would have figured out. Now there's going to be some type of workaround to remove some of the information somehow. You know, that was one of Swan's biggest complaints when she met back up with Egwene. And now we're sitting here, you know, she's reflecting on the traveling and the skimming. She's reflecting on the fact that she hasn't received, you know, birds from one place, but she's getting people from other places. And she's wondering, like, you know, how many has Marana, like, had any missteps? Is there something? What is going on? What isn't she being told? You know, they try to make it seem like Rand was completely under control, and she's like, no, the way they're describing him is absolutely wrong, just based on my knowledge of him as a person in general.
Well, and based on what he's currently doing and where he is, like, that doesn't seem to match up with.
But here's the
type
issue.
of influence
And she even admits it, but she doesn't do it. She could literally just go talk to Rand herself. Like the biggest, like, God, I wish you would just.
This could be the shortest book in the series.
Like, it's just, it kills me because the fact that she admits it, she's like, well, I wouldn't look good if I disappeared. Just go for 20 minutes. Oh, the things you could do in 20 minutes.
Egwene marches in there. Elaine is going to be queen in Camelin. And Rand goes, yes. they both go, oh, okay, yeah.
And I'm going to be in control of them and of the Aes Sedai and not you. Okay.
Yes.
I just need your loyalty. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
And we're going to march on the White Tower. Bet. Sure.
Okay. Yes.
Sure. What are we arguing about? What argument?
Did we just become best friends?
I love you. They can rekindle their romance.
You're a chick who's the one guy you would sleep with. John Stamos. What? Did we just become best friends? Yep.
Oh, I didn't realize they recorded the Egwene and Rand getting together in a little skim fest there. They're just skimming together.
You know what would happen? They would both skim past each other. They both travel past the other. They would never actually meet. It's just not. It's not the way of the wheel.
It's not in this many pages. That's
no.
Also, I mean, so Elaine Gawyn doesn't realize that Alana's bonded Rand, even though it flat out pretty much said. I mean, it's just, I guess the quote was, "Alana has formed an attachment with the wool merchant, which may
She's
prove
like,
useful and troubling
oh,
too."
did she like hook up with him? I could see
Yeah.
him doing that, but I can't see him doing it.
Are we reading into that? Maybe I'm dumb, but I gave Egwene the benefit of the doubt that
No, she
she
didn't get it.
would get that.
She didn't get it.
Did you get it?
Not at all.
Oh,
She did not get it.
okay.
Mhm.
Did
She
not
thought
get
that
it.
maybe she's hooking up with Rand, and she's like, "That's not good." She'll
Oh, yeah.
he's too novice in the bedroom. He'll never be able to handle Alana.
Oh, yeah, that's right. She talks about her being a green and
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm like, really? That's where your mind went. Really?
Mhm.
You are a teenager, though. We have to remember these things. They are
Yeah.
teenagers.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And then as she walks further, Leanne joins Egwene. She takes her for Stole, and they talk for a bit. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like,
Leanne
I know
told-
what you're thinking, and you can't do it. How do you
Yeah.
know what I'm thinking? Because I know what you're thinking, because I would do the same thing. Well, if
Yeah.
you would both do the same thing, does that not sound like a good idea? Why wouldn't you just, as a matter of fact, send Leanne? Just send Leanne. Send Swan. I don't care. Send somebody that will get the job done. That's
Yeah.
really all I want.
Yep. And then she talks to Swan for a bit about
Oscar
Gareth
wants it. Tell him Oscar.
Gareth Bryn and how, like, hey, you're an Aes Sedai now. You don't have to wash his clothes anymore. And she immediately like cuts her off. Like, no, I have to. Like, okay.
She's in love.
Just- yeah.
Brown chicken, brown cow.
See how big he's gotten.
That's what she said.
She did actually.
Yeah.
Every night she comments
There
on
we
it.
go. There we go.
There you go.
Yeah. So the Swan Gareth Brent thing, I think it's
Mhm.
great.
Yeah.
I think it's great.
Do you think that's a thing, or do you think it's just what?
Oh,
What do you,
it's
where do you think
becoming
it's
a thing.
It's a thing.
It's a thing. Okay.
I
He
hope it
wants to
becomes
do
a thing.
Okay.
You know, obviously in my own personal life, yeah, I have to believe and well do believe, you know, just despite all the things you go through and your rises and falls and peaks and valleys in life or whatever, and all comes crashing down, there's always the opportunity to connect with another human being and find love again and all that jazz and insert sappy quotes here and blah blah blah.
Mhm.
But yeah.
Question for you, and this is a deviation, but you know, the TV show really shows one picture of Swan
Mhm.
and Moraine. Is that really alluded to in the book? I don't feel like it was.
We haven't read that yet. Rafa.
Well, you know, because
And-
of what's going on, like with our you know captain here, I'm kind of like, I kind of hope it doesn't happen.
Chris, according to every girl that I knew in middle school, you could be into guys and girls. So that's possible.
Agreed. Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because apparently they all gave it a whirl.
Anyway, so yeah, that's the whole conversation with Swan with Gareth Bryn. Any thoughts on all that, or just they're going to be a couple before we get to the final confrontation where Nicola and Arena?
Yeah, that's really, I can't believe we wasted this much time. That's what this chapter is about.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
This is the juicy juice.
the two novices show up. Are they not? Yeah, they're still novices. Yeah, they're novices.
Novices. Well,
Yeah.
one's novice, the other's just a hunter for the horn.
Right. Yep.
Yep.
And they try to blackmail Gawyn about posing, you know, how not even letting her posing as sisters and how they're going to rat on her. And Gawyn's like, bitch.
I wish you would.
I wish. So what do you think about these two characters?
Nicola's gonna be a problem. We said that before.
Yeah.
Mhm.
She had there's this crick in the back of my neck, and like I can't get rid of it. And I feel like the more I try, the worse it gets.
Okay.
And that's what I feel like Nicola's going to end up being at some point. She's just going to be there at the wrong moment, and she's going to say the wrong thing and cause a lot of issues for no reason. And she's powerful.
Yeah, she has some talents. She can see Tavera in the foretelling.
And so, like, we realize that she's important, or else she wouldn't come up so much in the book. But the fact that she tries to blackmail Gawyn just irked my nerve a little bit. And if I were Gawyn, I would have put her to work. Like, I'm like, all right, sure, I got something for you. We're going to make sure that you definitely achieve your goal of gaining strength faster. I want you to be the most physically fit Aes Sedai we have. So you're going to go plow some fields. You're going to go cutting some trees. Like, we're just going to make you physically stronger, because you didn't necessarily say what type of strength you want to gain. So I would have just been nasty. I would have
I'll
been
get you
vindictive.
gains. You want gains? You'll get gains.
I'll say I started thinking, damage control here. Gawyn could have a very frank conversation with Swan. And again, maybe I'm ignorant to like how absolute this unspoken rule law is. You don't impersonate Aes Sedai. But what if you get ahead of the story? What if she talks to Swan? Swan's like, "Yep, well, I could say that I flat out ordered you all to do it in order to like be incognito while you're chasing down these Black Aja sort of thing." So it's not as taboo to talk about Black Aja anymore because it's
It
there.
doesn't
Everybody,
exist. Oh, no.
well, no, I mean at this point, everybody kind of knows, or a lot of people they recognize. They don't like talking about it, but the who's who within the Aes Sedai world, they know it's a thing. At least in the Saladar section of folks. But I don't know. I would try and get with Swan and see what story can we come up with to put out to just be ahead of it and be like, yeah, of course they acted as Aes Sedai and so did I because of XYZ and the former Amelin ordered us or
I
whatever.
wouldn't even do that at all. At the end of the day, it's her word against mine.
Well, I mean, at
And
the
how
same
many
time, you
Amelins
still
speak?
squash her for
Well,
even
Tom and
attempting to
Julian
do
didn't
that.
go say shit. Hey, go say whatever you want. You have no witnesses.
But we're also in the mind of Egwene here, and Egwene is worried about it, and Egwene is scared of it.
Such a worry word. What happened to her being more Aes Sedai than anything, and more Aiel than anything else?
Yeah. The trouble is, if
She
it
could
does
take
bother you
pills for
that
not
much,
telling
if
the
you fear
truth.
it that much, then somebody could actually manipulate you if they were in the right position and use it correctly. So
Well, take your toe.
Yeah, take your toe.
Go on ahead and tell everybody what you did.
Pink. Oh, I thought you meant just like execute Nicolette or whatever her name is in the street.
Yeah. That's it.
That'd be easier.
Mm-hmm.
Why'd you do that? Because I felt like it.
Yeah. I said what I said.
Talking crap about my mama.
Because I ain't take no oath rod because I can. I can kill people. I don't need a reason.
Yep.
I
But
wanted
yeah,
to
so
go somewhere, but that would be too wrong, and it's too soon. And
yeah, so Gawyn
really-
scolds her and they scurry off pretty much, and that's the end of this chapter.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a chance Egwene cut her off too soon and maybe she had more that she wanted to tell her?
Nah, I don't feel that way.
You just feel like it was a straight up, let me see what I can get out of this and bribe and
Because she wasn't even going to do it. It was
blackmail.
her friend that really pulled the blackmail out there.
Yeah.
The Ari, how to say her name? Arena.
Sounds right.
You know,
she was the blackmailer.
and these two were part of the crew that showed up with Nynaeve, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Elaine. Pretty much that whole crew that escaped with them, we were very like suspect of.
Mm-hmm.
It just
you mean
seems
the crew that had Mogadine part of it.
well, right, yeah.
So
Crazy. Yeah, I don't trust them.
Okay.
Anyway,
Anything else in this chapter before we move on?
there was never anything in this chapter to begin with.
you just
we
made it
made-
in
we
35
made-
minutes.
Did it.
All right, chapter 10, Unseen Eyes. Dun,
Unseen
dun, dun.
eyes. I expected more out of this chapter.
Yeah.
In the sense, in the idea of like her entering into Tel Riyadh and then like feeling like she's being watched, and then the unseen eyes become seen, and you know who's watching her finally. And I expected more of that, not just this.
Yeah.
Chris, that chapter would be called Seen Eyes. Hello.
I seen
I
it.
seen them. No, I'll make you feel better, Chris. I'll give you a nice chuckle. My dumb butt was like, maybe when she's in Teleron Riyadh, Rand will just come from around some corner, be like, all right, I've been spying on you, but let's go ahead and talk. My dumb ass was hoping for that.
Too. Nope. I was hoping that she would see him in one of the places she visits over there where Kalendor is, and they would have a good conversation and get on the same page. Like
he eavesdrops a bit on some conversation she has with the wise ones or whatever, and they leave and she's still there, and he comes around, and then boom, like they worked some shit out. But no, just wishful thinking.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So yeah, we start with a nap. Because we love naps in this
But
book.
I'm tired.
I'll take a nap. And she goes to Teleron Riyadh. And decides to do a couple of things. I mean, she's definitely leveled up in dream walking. That's something that we immediately understand from this chapter.
Even just getting into it. She's got her method for, all right, I go to sleep normally except for this little bit that kind of hangs on, and everything else, bing, bang, boom, I'm there. Like,
right.
No way.
Yeah, it's almost like she can be in like the world in between dreams and see everybody else's dreams and like pick out like little bubbles and be like, all right, that's someone else's dream. Let's go mess with that one. Let's see that one. Oh, I know who that one is. Not touching that one.
Ew. Well, maybe I touch it a little bit. I thought it was cool. I thought it was cool, and I don't know if she's done this before. Where you could just hang out outside a dream and yell into it.
Yeah.
Is this new?
This new
I feel like this was new.
Yeah.
It's new for us.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah. Like hey, listen,
yo mama.
Do you know? So Alan almost never sleeps. I'm almost as bad as he is, but I sleep a little bit more than him. But if we had that power, I would be fucking with people all the time. If you knew me, you'd be host. I'd be I'd be shouting the most ridiculous shit, or I'd mess with you and I would just whisper some random word. I'd whisper undulate like into your dream for a year and a half straight, and then bring it up in conversation and just watch you freak out.
You'd be like the Pink Floyd of dreams. So if you ever listen to, I think it's Dark Side of the Moon, that album, there's a song called the Great Gig in the Sky, and there's a part. It's a woman just like doing like crazy vocals in the entire song, and it gets quiet at one point, and you have to turn it all up to hear it, but really, really quietly, they whisper into the mic. They go, "If you can hear this, you're gonna die."
Whoa, yeah.
You have to turn the music all the way, but like it's in the middle of the song. It's like, if you can hear this, you're gonna die.
If that's the message, I don't want to turn it up.
Say, I will. I'm glad you told me that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Although, aren't we all? I mean, what kind of prophecy?
It is a great song. Thank you, Hal. Yeah, Great Gig in the Sky is a fantastic song. But it does have some little messages in it. But yeah, so she goes and warns Nynaeve, which probably freaked the crap out of Nynaeve. She's just sitting there sleeping, doing her own thing, and all of a sudden this voice out of nowhere goes like, "Hey, listen, we got some problems. Just be on the lookout. Okay, bye."
And she does that to both their dreams. So at least she's got some consistency. They're both going to hear the same message. They'll wake up, compare notes, and be like, okay, it was real.
Yeah.
So, hey, she's figured out how to communicate to them at least.
But then
But
she does the same thing to Amis, and
wait.
Amis just go ahead.
Nynaeve's dream, she kind of freaks out a little bit, and there's some like crazy transition of the dream, or she left a dream quickly.
Mhm.
Elaine was more of like a
She didn't
casual
enter
transition.
Nynaeve's dream because she made the mistake of entering it before.
No,
and
I'm
seeing
saying
things that she shouldn't see.
Nynaeve's dream ended really quick, didn't it? Like after she got the message, Nynaeve left the dream, like to wake up. There was some.
She was saying that she doesn't enter Nynaeve's dreams so much anymore. She stays on the perimeter because she's made mistakes before and seen things she shouldn't see, and it's kind of embarrassing when you have to wake up and face somebody after that. So, I mean, I could have missed what you're saying.
No,
but
so after that, after she gave the message, there, Jordan talks
Maybe.
about the reaction to the message being delivered. They both got the message, but Nynaeve was kind of like, and kind of freak out. And I don't remember if he said she either woke up, Nynaeve woke up, and the
Maybe.
dream was gone, or it just changed dramatically. But Elaine's was, man, I should open my book up and get it more
That's too much
exactly.
effort.
Yeah. It's in there. I promise. Read and find out, Chris.
Okay, I'll do that.
Read and find out.
So after that, she tries the same thing with Amis, but Amis just immediately answers back, which startles her because like Amis knows what she's doing. So like it's like, hey, Amis, we need to meet. Yeah, okay, cool. Like what? Well, shit.
She's like, I forget that they're so skilled.
Yeah. You ever sent that "you up" text at 2 a.m. and they immediately answer back, "Yep."
Yep.
You're like, damn. Like, did you already have my text, our text open? Like
every time you text me.
Yeah.
I
get better.
He's like, you up? Yeah.
I get better response rates from Alan if it's after midnight than I do anytime during the day. Yeah.
I'm busy in the day. At
Yep.
nighttime, I'm just sitting around like either on my phone or just playing like Elden Ring or Minecraft or something.
Yep.
Not sleeping because I don't do that. But yeah.
Amis, new phone. Who dis?
So yeah, and before she goes to the Stone of Tear to meet with Mies, she sees Gawyn's bubble start to come towards her, and she goes, "Nope, not today," and runs away. Like, yeah, I don't need to be distracted, although I want to. Not right now. I'm busy. I need to do stuff. And she goes to Stone of Tear to meet with Amis, Bear, and Melaine.
And Melane's twins.
Ironically prefer the Stone of Tear, even though they don't believe in swords, nor do they have Kalendor as part of their prophecies.
Right.
Kind of funny.
Yeah. So she tells them that she's been raised to the Armelin. And all that, basically is them update. They're like, okay,
the morning report.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, she tells them that she will not bring the Aes Sedai to swear to Rand. She's going to try to hold off on that.
But the wise ones also don't give all the information to Egwene.
No.
Because
now she's an Aes Sedai. Before she was a maybe Aes Sedai, and they could have her on their team as a wise one, and now she's like the Aes Sedai of Aes Sedai. So now they have to be guarded.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe a little of that. I don't know.
Of course, they don't want to give too much away because they still have loyalty to Rand.
I think there's a little bit of that. I begin the feeling that there's still something left to the Aiel prophecy that they're waiting to happen.
Oh, for sure. I'm right there with you 100%.
They do. I get this vibe that they're all kind of waiting for the next thing. And of course, they're not telling anybody. They just want to see if it happens.
I mean, so much so that they still don't completely have it out for the Shido.
Like Rand,
show the Shido wise ones high respect and regard, and
like Rand's needs and the needs of the world that Rand is fighting for and everything has still not totally broken them down.
Yeah, I'm with you. I agree with that.
So there is this feeling of holding out for something.
Yeah.
Watch it be Matt. Because Matt came with the dawn also. Or wait, what time did Perrin show up to the battle to save Rand from the box? Was it dawn? Because maybe that was the dawn.
I think it was midday.
Maybe they got their dawns mixed up.
I'm with you on the Matt thing. I have been from the beginning. Like, I feel like there's probably a little bit more to that because he 2-inch Rodian, came with the Dawn, made it out of Rodian, so he technically should be in charge of his own clan too.
Yeah,
but there, and I agree. There's definitely something there that we just haven't been made privy to.
something left to the prophecy, but they are, they're smart. They're not going to go, well, the next person to touch my ear is the King of Kings, and then somebody reaches out and touches the ear and goes, well, it must be you. You can't say it because then you're gonna have fakers.
Reminds me of Life of Brian.
Yeah.
And this
I'm not the Messiah. Only the true Messiah denies that he's the Messiah. Okay, I am the Messiah. He is the Messiah.
Hey.
and this is like another moment where they could communicate openly, get information across to Rand, get on the same page, and yet again that ship sails.
But also, let's play devil's advocate again. Egwene has been told about the dangers of Teleron Riyadh. She's always talked about how she feels like, and Nynaeve used to talk about it, how they feel like they're constantly being watched while they're there, and that never goes away. Maybe it's just that because they're in Teleron Riyadh, the wise ones know they have to either talk in code or be careful what they share because they know something more of someone or something that's always watching. So maybe they're not trying to deceive Egwene. Maybe they're just trying to, it's like an OPSEC thing. They're not trying to give too much info where somebody could hear. I don't know.
I mean, we know the rest of the spirits
strategy
of the Horn are in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Like
I said, just trying to play a little devil's advocate. Maybe they're doing as much as they can.
Yeah, and the last thing she leaves Amis with is to not stop Marana from talking to Rand, and also don't tell her that she's the Armorling, because he might try to come rescue her or something, and she doesn't.
Yeah.
So.
Oh my gosh!
Don't
tell him. That's worse.
Don't say anything.
Right, but you can't ask him to lie. It's like just don't bring it up.
Be safe. Don't save her.
I mean, this is worse than not communicating. It's intentionally not communicating important shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Lies by omission.
Yep.
Anyway,
you'll find out soon enough.
So, anything from all the Wise One meeting before we move to all of the crazy prophecy dreams or prophetic dreams?
So even though she announces she's Amyrlin, there's still some chuckling conversation about like, girl, just come on back and be Aiel.
Yep.
Come on now. So like,
we got a husband for you. We want to help you make this marriage wreath, and we want you to run naked in the desert a few more times.
Yeah. Don't go getting caught up in that. Of course, like they give that great metaphor and even show the image of whatever, trying to talk about how she's being used. She's a puppet, which Gawyn clearly has thought about herself, and she's like, "Yep, totally get it. Like I've got to assert myself somehow." Blah blah blah. But still, they weren't as impressed with it that I think Gawyn maybe thought they would be. They were just like, "Yeah, okay. You want to come back and be Aiel? Because that's way cool. It'd be really cool if you did."
Not cool if you did, man.
Yeah. We could just hang out and do some Aiel shit.
Exactly.
Got some dudes that'll service you in the sweat tents.
Mm-hmm. Giggity.
Which, if you flip it, what if Jordan wrote this and was like, all right, so the wise ones are going to be like cool as shit, these badass women, but then we're also going to like give them some stereotypical dude lines. We're going to make them like men, like all this crazy shit's going on, but let's give them the stereotypical. I mean, you could like be in charge of this really important thing. That's lame. why don't you come back to the hot tub and just bang some chicks with us? Like, wait, if you flip it like that, it sounds like, I don't know.
The
It's
dude
just kind of funny.
abides.
Yeah,
The dude abides.
the dude abides. And I'm not knocking the wise ones or anything. I wonder what Jordan was going for when, like, he kind of, I don't know. They're trying to entice. They're trying to entice a Gawyn with, yeah, we got pick of the litter. You can have any dude you want. Got some good ones lined up for you. Just come sweat tent with us. They'll service you. It'll be awesome.
Yeah.
That's all funny.
So, then she gets these, like I said, little prophetic dreams. First one's the one with Gawyn. She stood in a vast dim chamber where everything was indistinct. Everything except Gawyn, slowly coming towards her, a tall, beautiful man. Anyway, there's two paths that he had.
Take the one less traveled. That's the answer.
One trail led to a long, healthy life. One to a certain horrible death. One with her, one without. She could not distinguish which one matched with the other one.
Huh. Not helpful. Next. That's, you ever take those multiple choice tests and one of the answers is not enough information? Like, that's the answer there.
Gawyn walked across a floor of broken glass, the shards breaking at every step.
Does he fall through some ice?
Bleeding. Blood everywhere.
Yep. She stood before an immense wall, trying to claw it at bare hands. It was not made of brick or stone, but countless thousands of discs. The Quindliar discs, the ancient symbol of Aes Sedai, the Dark One's prison shut. Some of the seals were broken now, even though the one power can never break Quindliar.
Which is crazy.
So
the rest were weakened somehow.
Is there a 2 power that we don't know about? I mean, if the 1 power can't do it, maybe it's the 2 power.
We know about another power. I mean, that's been talked about.
Yeah.
There's the Dark One's power is separate from the 1 power.
Right.
Yeah.
I know.
The true power.
I'm being stupid.
So maybe the Aes Sedai are trying to tear down the White Tower is what I thought. Matt sat on a shrouded hilltop watching a grand illuminated display of fireworks.
Why does that keep reoccurring? Him and the Illuminators. It's like a reoccurring theme.
It's the Illuminati, bro. Oh my gosh. Wait, what movie is that from?
That's Katy Perry's firework music video.
Oh no, I'm thinking of something different. Wasn't it like the Spy Who Shagged? No, Spy Who Shagged Me.
Yep.
Yeah, Austin Powers.
Came out, was like, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. But suddenly his hand shot up. He seized one of the bursting lights in the sky. Arrows flashed from his clenched fist. A sense of dread filled her. Men will die because of this. The world would change.
Matt's gonna become the bad guy. Weren't you saying that a long time ago? Yeah.
Matt's gonna believe that, but another path. I think we might be led to believe that it's bad, but I think at the end of so many books, we'll recognize it as necessary.
Yeah.
Oh no.
She strapped down on the block and headsman's axe was descending on her. She could hear someone running towards her and knew if they ran fast enough, the axe would stop. That was another one.
Someone's got to save her.
Logain, yeah.
Logain, laughing, stepped across the ground in a mounted black stone. When she looked down, she thought it was Rand's body he had stepped over, laid out on a funeral pyre, his hands crossed, but when she touched his face, it broke apart like a paper puppet. And then
all of these just really confusing.
Yeah, and a golden hawk that was female reached out and touched her. The hawk was tied to her somehow. A man dying on a narrow bed, and it was important he did not die. Yet outside a funeral pyre was being built, and voices raised with joy and sadness.
That's Perrin.
And those were the visions.
Why can't it be Matt?
Because if Matt dies, all the shouts would be like, "Yay!" I don't think
That
he's.
man took all my money.
Yeah,
Yay.
I don't think there'd
Yeah,
be a whole lot of people in the.
there's also a naked
stay
man
back
there.
yet.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, Iris, for pointing out the naked man. Yeah. Yeah. Wait, what did the naked man do? Was it just random, or was there action going on with the naked man?
I'm trying to read through real fast. I don't remember.
Obviously, 3 guys reading it. That's the one thing we skim past because you get in these
Right.
like Chris said,
I was naked, dude.
like all of them, they don't make
Hey,
sense. So
if you're a straight cis man, you learn this at a very young age. When you go to gym locker rooms, you just your eyes go right past. You don't
Right.
stop. You don't dwell. It's just there's
like
an old
after
naked
the
guy with his
fact,
balls
you
hanging to
might
the floor.
remember that it was
And
there.
there's
But
always an old naked guy with his
Yeah.
balls
Just hanging to the floor, just sitting there chatting
He's
with
got-
his friends.
he's got 1 foot up on the bench, so everything's just swinging around. Yeah.
Hey, young man, come over and talk to me. No, dude, you're naked. This is how we
And
do things around
look,
here.
You look, and
This is what happens when you've been married 70 years.
your locker's literally right behind him. You're like, oh shit. I'll wait. Anywho, yep. Yeah, I don't doubt that there was a naked man in there somewhere, but I do believe I skimmed past that.
None
I don't know.
of these really make great sense right now. Like, I'm hoping that we get some clarity as we kind of get through it. But like, so the Gawyn walking barefoot on like the glass with bleeding feet, I mean, kind of can allude to the fact that he'll do anything for her. So much so that it like is killing him, because he is like,
Or like
him softly.
maybe he continues to be in positions of like conflicting loyalties where every step he takes, no matter which direction, is like very risky and like it could all come crashing down, sort of thing.
with his words
Oh,
killing him.
Bum,
And
bum,
so-
bum, bum.
Anyway, him on a horse with 2 paths, like clearly choosing Egwene's going to be the wrong direction for him, because I mean she's Amerlin's seat now. She's not even supposed to take a husband, and so it's just going to cause more heartache and headache for him. So let him go.
What about the golden? Is it a golden hawk or golden falcon?
Golden
Hawk.
Hawk.
That's got something to do with Shan-Chan.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean it's connected to her because it's probably
It's not
maybe-
the hawk that we've already talked about.
Well,
Parents
the one
hawk?
that Parents Hawk, yeah,
Oh,
because he's got
maybe.
falcon and a hawk.
You know who the hawk is,
Or-
right? We've already discussed this. Like
The Hulk,
I don't
The Hawk.
remember.
Barrelane.
yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Because their symbol
Alan-
of Millian is a golden hawk.
This is the Golden
Right.
Hawk.
Mhm.
Okay, well maybe.
But Shan-Chan, it can be Shan-Chan too.
Why not? Let's let it be Shan-Chan.
And we already got a hint that there's way more to Barreline than we thought. We saw her just being this floozy, showing her boobs and barely wearing anything. Come to find out, she's had her own Aes Sedai advisor for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Why would Aes Sedai choose to advise such a menial position in like a little chunk of land unless there's something more to it? Like there's right.
So yeah, okay. So maybe there's a whole army of other Aes Sedai sitting in Barrelane's court waiting for their true mother to come.
Barrelane could be another Forsaken.
She could be.
Maybe that's Semirog.
I don't know.
The torturer.
The cat agrees.
I am torturing him. He bit me, so
Yeah, Cimarog, the torturer.
Let him
yes.
back.
Oscar Cimarron, the torturer.
Yeah.
Anywho, yeah, these prophetic dreams, confusing, interesting, but let's be honest. Y'all are sitting there going, "What do you think, guys?" Well, we're not supposed to think anything. Not enough information. We're confused. We're intrigued. We're confused.
Logain stepping over Rand's body to mount a black stone. Like Logain taking over ownership of the Black Tower.
Oh yeah,
Interesting.
yeah.
I mean, we already have one person kind of running the Black Tower in his stead. Why
Taim.
not? Yeah, why not Logain hook up with Taim and then Logain kind of take over that? We know Taim Logain.
How bad would I feel if Taim is actually trying to do right by Rand this whole time, and it's Logain that shows up, fucks things up, kills Rand, Taim dies in the process trying to defend Rand, and then I'm like, oh, maybe Taim was a good
Was a
dude.
good guy.
Whoops.
Oops.
It's kind of hot in here. you get any gum?
Plot twist.
Here.
It's reminds me of the Always Sunny Philadelphia where they did M. Night Shyamalan. Like plot twist, plot
Plot
twist. Anyway, yeah, and that's how we end this chapter with a bunch of prophetic dreams, and she wakes up, and we're done.
Yeah.
So, by the way, this whole time, like I got my little cat's basket of toys that are the hidden toys, and my female cat has really been into this basket lately. I forgot I had a couple of catnip toys in there because they haven't been catnip crazy at all. So I pull out a banana that's catnip in it, and she has been all about this banana. It's kind of cute.
I'm a banana. I'm a banana. Banana power.
She's half the size of the boy, and she punked him like flat out. This is my banana. It smacked the shit out of him.
Yeah, my banana. Do you ever give your cats catnip yet?
Well, that's what's in the banana, catnip.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
She's just now. I think today was her day that she discovered catnip.
So we give we give our cat a for Christmas every year. Like there's this little it's this coal on it. It's like a little black catnip pouches, and it's just coal. So you just give my cat coal, and he loves it. He gets high and just loves being a trippy kitty. Yeah.
So anyway,
yeah. So that's what we end this chapter. Any other thoughts?
These chapters, I mean,
They're still
have to remember that we're at the very beginning of a very thick book.
We're getting into the thick of it now. It's still the build. I mean, Robert Jordan takes a long time setting up these books. Like once he gets in, it's like he has to recap everything, and it takes a lot of time and pages. And these are bridges. I mean, they're trying to build a plot for the book.
We could have talked more in tonight's first chapter about Egwene's growth as a leader.
Yeah.
It was difficult because while I can appreciate the growth she's been having, we as the reader already have more information than she does. So we're already seeing flaws in some of her thought processes. So it's kind of hard to give her that credit, although she should get that credit. I don't know. So we could have spent more time with that.
Sure.
There's definitely some development there.
Yeah.
But I'm also like, let's get to the action.
Yeah. So, yeah. Favorite character?
Chris's cat.
It's a good one.
Now, let me think.
I would have to say, in chapter 9, the woman that had the gall to go and blackmail Egwene.
Nicola?
Well, no, not Nicola, but her partner was the one that really did the blackmailing.
The hunter for the horn.
The hunter. Yes.
Arena.
Yeah. Arena.
Yeah.
I give it to her just because, she really has no place here. They could send her on her way at any point in time.
This is true. Yeah.
Like you're not an Aes Sedai, and you're not really doing us any favors. So, yeah.
Well, there is no time.
There's time. Ian, favorite character?
I'm about to say Tamanis.
Nice. Yes.
Because it's not that I didn't like the characters we had tonight. It's just nothing. Chris took the only unique one.
I'll give it to Amis. Amis. That's
yeah, that's a cool one. I will I will say, Egwene, I don't think we did Egwene justice tonight. I think there
Okay.
was some growth here and development and some all
Oh yeah, I mean
and we-
big time.
right. We didn't get into enough, and she definitely deserves.
We gave her kudos the last 2 episodes of our little gathering here. And now she's just getting repetitive and boring.
Right. And maybe that's why I hesitate, but I'll still throw it out there.
Yeah.
Like I need
Cool.
some ish to go down. Like Mogedion escaping, yeah, that is a big deal. Don't get me wrong. But nothing really came of it. She didn't attack anybody. She didn't get any payback. She hasn't had any. Like that's what I'm waiting on. I know she's gone off to talk to the Dark One and get her next set of marching orders, but I need her to be vindictive.
All right.
I need her to come back with her vengeance.
Chris, I have a better question for chapters like this. Instead of who's your favorite character, in all of these scenes with the characters that we had, whose perspective and in what moment would you have rather have had? Whose head would you want to be in during what conversation? I have 2, but I'm not going to say them.
Well,
head? Who said head?
I mean, I would love to have been in Mogedion's perspective, because then I'd have more knowledge.
But I mean, like active in these chapters of the conversations we had in these chapters.
Swan,
that was one of mine for sure. There was something about her reaction to, oh my gosh, Mogedion's loose, da 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 da. That was almost too collected. Is there? Yeah.
And then, I mean, if we go back to the last one, I really would have liked to have been in Shiriam's.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I want to feel the oh shit moment. Like, damn, she figured it out. Oh, what am I going to do? How am I going to escape?
Yep.
Oh, she ran away in the last minute. Whew. Like, but then also, what does she know that she's not telling? What does that whole group know that they're not telling?
There's got to be more.
Yeah, I mean, again, they're not even on the same page. So how can they think that they're going to be effective? I'll give Elida this much: she might be batshit, but she definitely has everybody singing the same tune.
Yeah. Yep. So Swan was my one for sure. The other one, Amis.
Yeah,
her perspective, but that's not just this chapter. It's in general. I just feel like the wise ones are holding back stuff that we just don't know about.
Oh,
so that and like interaction with her and Gawyn and the conversation, and like if we knew everything going on in any one of the wise ones' head at that time, that would have been awesome.
But I mean, we have some insight there. Like they know that Rand knows a little bit more than he's letting on because they're in his direct circle. I mean,
and they ain't dumb. They paying attention.
Exactly. And I mean, Rand has already made a play to put Elaine in place, and they all know it, but Egwene doesn't realize it.
I got a third one.
At any point, just could say, hey, here's Rand's plan. Here's stuff that everybody already knows.
Yeah. No, they holding on to their cards. All right, my third one, it's a cheat code. What if we had the perspective of the Watcher and Teleron Riyadh?
Or Watchers.
Stanley, the Watcher.
Would it be cool? Would it be cool if we get a Watcher chapter at some point? I mean, even if it's a couple books from now, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
In the shadows, I sit, watching, waiting. There she goes again. She comes every night, and I watch.
That's what she said.
Every night, every 1,000 years. I mean, how many times has the Watcher watched them play this game?
Oh yeah.
Next time on the Wheel of Reads, we're doing 2 chapters, just two chapters. An Oath, chapter 11, An Oath, and chapter 12, A Morning of Victory.
Ooh. Morning or morning?
Morning, like it's the morning time.
Oh.
Yeah.
That still doesn't That could still be both mornings.
Okay, like the rooster crows in the morning. It's
There you
first
go.
thing. First thing. Yeah. First thing.
I
In the
could
morning,
open up the
top of the morning to you.
So I don't know. Let's see here. An oath. I mean, there are a lot of oaths that are all broken. So
Talmanis is coming up in these chapters.
It's a honest chapter.
uh,
Not gonna lie, we could have used him tonight. That'd have been a little cameo. That'd have been good. An oath could get more into Swan and Gareth Bryn. Oath, we can go to Perrin. Perrin's really trying to establish like what his boundaries are. So I'm not thinking oath to Rand, but maybe to himself, maybe between him and his wife.
it could just be conversations about multiple oaths. There's so many oaths going on. I mean, Swan has her oath. You know, the wise, the Aes Sedai in general have their oaths. We have an Amerlin who doesn't have to give a shit about oaths because she's raised Aes Sedai without the rod, so her oaths mean nothing.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
everything.
Matt could stumble in a given one to somebody, you know.
Yeah.
Who knows?
And then a morning of victory. I mean, that means something happened at night, a real battle, and in the morning, like there was a win. So maybe we finally get something good happening to our group.
Maybe they find the bowl.
That would be good.
Well, the chapter after that is called "The Bowl of Winds." I know I'm giving away a little too much, but yeah, that's the chapter.
Oh, maybe they find the bowl. Hey,
Maybe so. Or
I'm
maybe they
gonna-
give up on the bowl and all come home.
I'm gonna read and find out. Yay!
Yeah.
Maybe they just give up on the
Raffo.
bowl.
Yeah.
Can I tell you one positive about this 9 to 5 job that I got?
Oh, there's a positive. Go for it.
Ooh, what is it?
Tell
I've
me
got it-
more. Tell me more.
What do they even have you doing at your 9 to 5 job?
Bro. We're not gonna go there. As of right
Okay.
now, nothing.
Let's say cleaning toilets.
Nope. That ain't my job description. That's anyways. No, a lot of opportunity to listen to podcasts, listen to books on tape, like while I'm working. Yeah.
How far are you in Warbreaker?
I'm like 24, 25.
Same.
Yeah. I was hoping to get to 30 and then go back and just do a quick listen through one more time, make sure I didn't miss anything like major.
Do you need it? It's so good.
No, it's pretty good.
It sticks with
Sometimes the transitions from one character to the next, it takes me a while to catch on that we've moved on to somebody else until they start throwing names around.
We'll do a whole show on this eventually.
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry, guys. This is okay. Wheel of Time. We're done.
Yeah. So how we can be found? Actually, before that, wait. Yeah. How can be found? We'll do that. We find the willreads.com. It's our website. Go check it out. We got fantastic links there to all sorts of stuff like our social media. You can find all of that there. They're little icons you click on. You can also join a Discord server where we post memes and talk about the books and all sorts of things. I have lots of channels for lots of things. Also support us. You can support us just by listening, but also through merchandise or Patreon. Patreon's a great way to support us. Love our patrons to death. And would love to have more of you guys as part of that team. I know I said I wouldn't say it at the beginning of the episode, but since most people don't listen to these things at the very end until our sign off, I will say it now. So our next guest that's going to come on is Danny and Brett from the Will Weaves. So they will be on January 31st. So the Will Weaves and the Will Reads will have an episode together finally.
It's about to go down.
If you say it fast enough, we're basically the same content. You just
Is that the one that we start later in the night?
Yeah, so it's gonna be a lot of fun.
We haven't had a patron on in a while.
Yeah, we need to do that too. It's on my list of things to add to invite patrons. The last few I've invited, they had busy commitments, so I just skipped over them. but we do need to go back to having some patrons on. It's on my list.
Those were always fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, I'm going to start trying to invite some random people from like Twitter time that like do character accounts and things like that. Try to get more people from the fandom. Just if they want to come on, let's have them on. So we'll start doing some of that too. But yeah, why not? Not trying to overload with guests, so we still kind of do it sporadically. But yeah, we did it for a while, a little bit, I think, too much. But anyway, yeah. So that's all I got for this week, guys.
Until next time.
Peace.
Okay, bye.